Welcome to Cloudify Podcast, brought to you by Cloud Advisory. On this podcast, we talk about ways to grow, innovate, and automate your business using the Salesforce customer experience platform. Without further ado, here is the next episode of Cloudify.
Welcome to the Cloudify podcast. In this episode of Cloudify, we're going to talk about how to provide self-service customer support. So putting resources on the web and enabling your customers to search for their own answers or to provide chat-based support or a whole bunch of different areas that would qualify as self-service customer support using both the Salesforce Service Cloud and the Salesforce Community Platform. So without further ado, let's get started on the next episode of Cloudify. Self-service in the cloud. So one of the big opportunities for customer support organizations is to provide self-service to customers. That is where they can action their own account-based changes, or they can find answers to problems and questions that they might have without involving a live customer service agent. So customer service folks for service organizations found out years ago that allowing customers to access self-service knowledge and online self-service basically saves time and money. Consumers have come to expect the ability to self-manage their own accounts. So whatever your business, consumers want to make sure that they can do as much as they can without having to talk to a person typically. It's the fastest way for them to get answers, and it can also be through a community of other users. So by allowing users to interact with one another on typical customer support type questions, it can dramatically reduce the amount of inbound phone calls and inquiries. The experience of live telephone-based customer support has really become the lowest tier of support and the slowest. So there are barriers to providing self-service for a company, and typically technology is number one. Millions of dollars and years to implement used to be the mantra of implementing self-service. You would have to map out and re-engineer all of your business processes, which you probably have to do anyhow, and typically it was an 18 to 24 month custom development project before you saw any benefit or anything up and running in the way of self-service sent out to your customers. It was not typically accessible or feasible for most businesses. So what we're witnessing is really what I would call a service cloud revolution. Salesforce as a company has rolled out over the last 15 years a software as a service based platform. That is software that requires no heavy IT footprint internally and no software licensing. Instead, what they did is they rolled out a CRM for the sales organization that was web-based and basically was on a per-seat monthly rental basis. So there's basically no transparency to the actual IT infrastructure behind it. So it's a scalable cloud infrastructure. Now, they've gone beyond CRM for the sales organization to also impact other lines of business, namely the marketing organization with Pardot and the Salesforce Marketing Cloud, and now also the customer support organization by rolling out Service Cloud. And Service Cloud essentially provides an internal line of business application for customer support to use to manage customer support cases. So the Salesforce Service Cloud is really going to revolutionize a lot of companies where they can roll out a platform that allows them to manage customer support cases across multiple channels. So no longer just telephone-based support, but this line of business application allows you to roll out web-based support, social media-based support, chat support, email to case support, and support that's initiated from your mobile applications. So how can you roll out self-service support? Two components of the Salesforce customer experience platform are the Service Cloud and the Salesforce Community Platform. By combining these, you can provide customers a secure portal where they access key features of the Service Cloud as well as other community features allowing them to interact with other consumers or experts on particular products or services that your company might offer. So the first thing that you would probably want to extend out is the knowledge component. And knowledge is a feature of the Salesforce Service Cloud. And knowledge is basically a knowledge database of frequently asked questions or problems and their solutions and resolutions. So now, this is the same database that your internal customer support people will use to reference answers to customer questions. But now what you're doing by combining the Salesforce community platform is you can extend that knowledge component out in a secure fashion to partners, customers, or even internal employees, depending on which community platform you're using. So basically, you've now provided out of the gate a self-service knowledge base. You can also then immediately provide chat-based support through the community platform as it has chat and essentially internal messaging. So now you're providing chat-based support in a secure environment. You can also extend out mobile-based support, and then from there you have this secure platform where you can engage in other custom development, providing other account-based functions derived from whatever your e-commerce initiative is, from any web-based capabilities that you've extended already out to the market, mobile and other line of business applications. So let's use an example of ERP. Maybe you want to provide access to your customers so they can look up inventory through e-commerce or directly into the ERP. You can engage, you can create a project where using the Salesforce community platform, you can securely pull data from other data sources and other line of business applications, including maybe finance, including maybe ERP as examples, so that rather than engaging in a one-to-one conversation with a customer service rep, customers can now log on to a secure portal and they can look up this information themselves, finding answers to their own problems and enacting maybe account-based changes that they would otherwise essentially have to ask a customer service rep permission or for help with. So what is Salesforce Community? It's a portal-based secure access platform where you can extend out to a non-Salesforce user a private secure portal, if you will. It's not based on a per-seat model, but a concurrent session model of licensing. So it's different, where you could have tens or hundreds of thousands of customers. You're not giving them an expensive Salesforce license. What you're doing is you're paying based upon the amount of time that they're accessing the community that's up on the Salesforce platform. So Salesforce Community is offered in both customer, partner, and employee versions. So each one has a little bit of different functionality and features. It provides access to Salesforce securely, but there's still to security. So what that means is you can manage it using the same administration roles and permissions that you would manage the rest of your Salesforce platform. You have access to Salesforce standard and custom objects and records, although it differs a little bit between the customer portal, the partner, and employee versions of Community. So this is a little bit of a diagram to show, if you look at Service Cloud, one component is to set up Service Cloud communities, and there's the different communities we mentioned: self-service community, a partner community, or an internal community. Self-service community being a customer-facing community. So it's basically Community Plus, or Customer Plus community is what it's referred to as the product. Features of the Salesforce Community Cloud: allows business integration, so you can extend other applications. It allows personalization for the consumer. It allows you as a business to customize it and brand the portal. It allows you to have better engagement with customers and also to provide partner rewards. So if what you're supporting are partners, you can basically reward both customers and partners for contributing to a community. You can provide community members rewards and badging as so basically what you're doing is you're acknowledging when they're contributing answers or solutions to the community. And that means they can participate in groups that are on particular topics around your product, and then we can track that activity and reward them for it. Building self-supporting community of experts, topics, and knowledge sharing. So really the rewards and badging reinforces the contribution by members as experts on particular topics. And you can highlight top community influencers and contributors so you can give them recognition. So the first feature of the Community Cloud business integration, you can connect with existing line of business applications. So you can extend out capabilities. So that's the self-service component. So if you have account-based functions that you want to push out securely to your customer, so in other words, you don't have to lock it up behind a one-to-one customer interaction where they have to call in and allow a customer support rep to make account changes for them, but you want the customer themselves to make account changes, and you have a line of business application that controls that, you can use the community platform securely to push that out. You can integrate any object or record from Salesforce, and you can create a feed and publisher actions. So basically when I log in securely into the platform, the community platform, I can see information relevant to me, I can see messages relevant to me. You can also integrate data from any third-party system. So whether it be ERP where you're tracking inventory and you want to provide shipping updates or availability, you can do all of that with some obviously development work, but using the community platform as a way to securely host or provide access to that information. So the result, in the end, a community portal platform can be customized. It has a relatively quick rollout and can be staged according to the complexity of the features you want to roll out, but you can very quickly turn on the Salesforce community platform, extend out the knowledge component of your Service Cloud, and provide a one-to-one customer experience that's branded without having a one-to-one analog experience of calling in and taking up an expensive customer service agent. Personalized for customers, partners, and employees, so it's not a general platform. You can customize it to their requirements and their interests and their account-based functions. It's not millions of dollars necessarily to get it rolled out, although it can be quite expensive depending on the size of your rollout. There is a way to start it off small and then grow it over time, but generally you'll want to commit to this. So it can be $1 million, but again, that would be a fairly sizable implementation, which is not out of the question, but it can also be quite less. You can extend the power of Service Cloud, so the capabilities of Service Cloud like knowledge and other lines of customer support can be securely extended through Community Cloud, and basically growing the self-service platform can scale with your organization. So now you've got a platform that's not limited by IT infrastructure because you're on a scalable cloud infrastructure.
This has been an episode of Cloudify Podcast. Check out other episodes for interesting topics on how to grow, innovate, and automate your business using the Salesforce Customer Experience Platform.